What is up, everyone? Welcome to today's training. I am so inspired by a conversation that I had with one of my clients yesterday about people who ghost consults, people who, maybe fill out your application and they say, yes, I'm ready to invest, and then they don't show up to the call, right? Or people who you have a conversation with in your consult and then you feel like they're the aligned client and you feel like they're a yes, you feel like this is happening, and then they need to think about it, you schedule a follow-up and they never show up to the follow-up, they ghost you on the follow-up. So today we're going to talk about all the ways in which, well, the three reasons why perfectly aligned clients can ghost your consults or your follow-ups and how to fix it. And you're going to be surprised by what I'm going to say because I'm going to really share with you something that you may not want to hear. You're going to feel called out. You're going to feel like, "Oh shit, is this my responsibility?" And it's really going to give you a new perspective so that you can actually hold the right space and make the right decisions in the moment when you're talking to a client or when they're even coming into your sales process. So it's going to be practical, it's going to be tactical, and it's going to be delicious. So the first thing that I want to share is that the reason why this is so freaking important is because I know that you all are working so hard on your content, and you work on content and you're like, okay, let's get some consults. Okay, let's do this, right? And then you get the consult, and then you have an amazing consult, and then you send the invoice if you're still sending invoices, which, by the way, we need to have a conversation about that another time because I don't believe in sending invoices like every month. Then you send it and then you don't get anything back, right? And so you hang up the phone, you feel so freaking excited, like I got the client, yay. But actually the people are not signing up on the phone. They're not signing up with you, and they're still walking away with a bunch of doubts about whether or not they should be working with you. And so what you really don't want to do is let people go with a false sense of, like, with a false yes. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. In what ways are you actually avoiding having the difficult conversation in the moment with the client, because all you want to do is you just want to hear a yes. You just want them to say yes. You just want them to agree with you so that you feel better. But the reality is that if they say yes and there's not actually a full body fuck yes, like to the point that they're actually giving you their first payment on the phone, is actually a no. Like you don't have a yes. Sorry to tell you, right? So what we want to do today is I want to go into all the reasons why sometimes people give a yes, but they actually mean no, and how you're actually co-creating that experience, okay? And the other reason why that is so important is because if you schedule a follow-up call, you actually want them to show up to the follow-up call. You don't want them to ghost you. Because one of my clients yesterday was saying that she feels a lot of anxiety when she books follow-up calls because people sometimes don't show up, and what if it doesn't happen, what if this and what if that. And you don't want to have any leaky energy when it comes to your follow-ups. You want to make sure that you feel really certain and powerful in your own way, and also are thinking powerful thoughts about your client showing up and making a decision. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that you probably, guys, you know me. I'm going to do a caveat here. You guys know me as like the messaging queen. People talk, people, when they want to fix their message and want to really speak to premium clients, they know they come to me. But what they don't know is that I have a superpower in the art of selling ethically. And sales are my jam. So when you join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which, by the way, the card closes on the 18th, so on Sunday. This is the last day for enrollment, and we already literally sold out. We have only 2 spots left, and so if you feel the pull to join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, this is the time to join, and there's still room for you to get a one-on-one call with me. So, and it's going to be such a delicious, intimate group. So make sure that you go ahead and apply, because you don't only get all the messaging support, but you also get every single thing that you will need to elevate your conversions in your sales process. Like, I am a savage when it comes to sales. I love sales because I don't think sales are necessarily selling. Selling is coaching. It's just coaching people through their limiting beliefs and really holding the space, holding the room. And that I am amazing at. And you, if you're an amazing coach, you can be amazing at it too. You already have the skills that you need in order to overcome objections, which is just holding the space for people to explore their own internal world in a really elegant, beautiful, delightful, safe way. Like, we don't need to go into convincing or anything, which is something that I'm going to be talking about today. So make sure that you go ahead and apply. This is the time to do it. And we start September 18th. I'm sorry, on Monday. Well, we start on Monday. So whatever the date is. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about, one of the reasons why people are ghosting your sales calls or ghosting your consults is because, and you're going to feel called out, and I don't care if you don't like me when I say this, but the reason is that you are making this call about your goal. So you have a lot of sticky energy around, is the person going to be a yes? Is the person going to be a yes? And so energetically, what that happens is, let's say that your person books the call, right? And then you're like, oh my God, I need them to be a yes. I need them to be a yes. I need them to be a yes. Energetically, that is literally creating an attachment to, what am I trying to say? It's like fishing, when you throw a hook, you're throwing a hook to people, and that energetically, it's going to have the opposite effect of what you desire. So first thing is, ask yourself the question, am I making this sales call about my goal and about me reaching my goal? Because if you are, it's normal. We're human. It's not like we can live in a fully, like, in a consciousness of full detachment to everything and nothing matters. Because obviously you have a desire and you want to have the client be a yes. We all do. I get it. Right? But you have to understand that the yes cannot be about you. The yes has to be about them. So yes, you can have your goal, but your goal has nothing to do with whether the person says yes or no, whether this person says yes or no. The secret is to really understand that even if this person says no, even if this person is a no, there are so many more coming. And so your energy as you wait for the sales call to happen, maybe when they book it, the energy to hold is, oh my God, I'm so excited for this person who was a yes to even talking to me about this. I'm so excited for the vision that gets to be created for them, for the reality that's available to them. I'm so committed to stand for their vision. Yes, yes, yay. All about them. When it comes to your goal, if you have a hijacking thought around, oh, I hope they say yes because I want to pay my bills this month. Oh, because I want to hit my first six-figure month. Oh, because I want this or that. That's when you had hooky. That's when you have like clingy energy. You get to clean that up and you get to know, hey, there's always more people. There's always more. Like so many more people that want to buy from me. There's always more people. There's 7 billion people in this world. The same way this one came, though another one will come. And so if this one's a no, I don't give a fuck because somebody else will come. And that's your work. Your work is not clinging onto the person. Your work is being committed to their vision, and know that you're going to show up on that call to be a full fuck body yes to their vision and their reality, and be a stand. Even if you think you're being pushy, which we're going to talk about, like being a stand for somebody is very different than being pushy or being convincing, and being willing to be that, but not for you, but for them. That's when the magic happens. That's when they feel like they don't need you. You don't need them. Everyone is sovereign. Everyone is powerful. We just get to co-create together, which is the energy that you want when you are attracting clients, when you're entering sales conversations with clients. Okay, so that is the first thing. You're making sales calls about you and your goal, and that's when the clingy energy happens. And you want to make it the fix. The solution to that is you want to make the call not about your goal, but about their fears, their vision, what they want to create. And that's what you want to focus on the call. So energetically, when you are on a sales call, when you're in a consult with somebody, what happens with most people is that they just think about, oh my God, are they going to say yes? 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 And it all becomes about your feelings, your emotions, and what your judgment is of this person, your thoughts about this person. Are they going to pay? Do they have the money? And you interpret everything they say through the lens of, is this going to serve my goal? Is this going to serve me? Am I going to receive the money? And again, the flip is You put all of that aside because this call is not about you. This call has nothing to do with you. I know it seems like it does, but this call has everything to do with the person. And so that's where your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions have to align. All the thoughts, every thought that you have on the call has to be about, oh, I'm curious why this person feels this way. Oh, I'm curious why this person's thinking like whatever, that this is not going to work, or that, they don't have the money. I'm curious why they think XYZ, whatever they are saying, whatever you're asking them. I mean, if you don't have a sales process, then I invite you to apply for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because I literally give you a step-by-step process of how to hold space and what to do at every moment of the call so that you increase your chances or increase your conversion rates to at least 90%. That's what my clients do when they join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because the process that I teach them is just so organic, so beautiful, and strategic. Oh, my connection. Here we go. We're back. That it just makes it so easy for you to know exactly what to say and what to do and what questions to ask. But when you ask those questions, very key questions, it's important that you focus on their world and what they are saying and get curious about that. Okay, now the second thing that I want to say about this is that a lot of people ghost your follow-up calls because, or even your consults, because they think the price is too high, right? Or they have thoughts about their price. So here is the thing. I know I talk a lot about premium clients that want to invest and that they're a yes and that they're easy and all the things, but something that I don't talk about enough that I coach my clients on is the fact that everybody is going to have objections. And it's not about finding the clients who just don't give you objections so that you don't have to confront your own discomfort, because what the actual, the whole point of business is for us to really confront our own discomfort, our own, for the business and the clients to be a mirror for what we need to really heal and grow into. And so if we're always seeking out clients who are just an easy yes, not a problem, yeah, throw their credit cards at you, if that's your expectation, the reality is that that's not going to happen every single time. And in fact, half of the time, people are going to be like, I have these thoughts, I have these objections. And the first thing that I want to say is I want you to normalize that, because people get all freaking stressed out and they get their panties in a knot when people give them objections. And be ready. My philosophy when it comes to people giving me objections or having thoughts or whatever, it's this is normal. Of course you have thoughts. Of course you have fears. And this may be the biggest investment that you have ever made. It makes total sense that you have some thoughts about it. I have no problem with people that when I used to do sales calls, the conversation really begins when you talk about money. That's when the conversation actually begins and when it starts. And you have to be ready and you have to be prepared, or you don't have to, but you get to be ready and be prepared to sit in your throne, relax your body, literally, nothing has happened, and be cool, tell me what your thoughts are about this. Instead of, oh my God, they said no, I'm not gonna get the client. Oh, I don't wanna be pushy. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, no worries. If you wanna go and think about it, goodbye. Okay, bye. That's not the vibe. That's not the vibe at all. The vibe is, oh, you want to think about it? Absolutely. I'm so happy for you. You can go away and think about it. Ask your angels, your guides, your astrologer. Everybody has their own whatever thing that they want to do. And I'm so curious. What do you think they would say? What do you think your angels and guides would say? Right? What do you think your husband would say? Let's just bring the future that you think is going to give you safety, because that's what people do when they want to go away and think about it. They just want to find safety in their decision, thinking that time is going to give them safety, is going to give them more certainty, when in reality, what they don't understand is that certainty comes from you and you only, and your own decision-making power, right? It doesn't come from anyone else, any outside source. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. You can have influences, and ultimately, you're the one who decides. And so we can leak our energy going away to think about it, or we can decide now what is it that you actually desire, and what is actually there for you that you feel scared of confronting and of facing. And let me tell you that this moment, people are so afraid of sales calls, and they're so afraid of being pushy, and they're so afraid of being this and that. And what my belief is that these conversations are the most vulnerable moments we can have with another human being, because that's when you get to touch the parts of them that they may not even reveal to their significant other, that they may not even reveal to their own, to themselves out loud. And this may be the only time they get to process this whole internal world of, what if I don't get results? What if I can't? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I disappoint somebody? What if I disappoint myself? Like, all of these patterns that come from years and years of conditioning, of thinking that they're making wrong decisions, of whatever it is for them. This is the time for you to have that vulnerable conversation with them and actually hold a space with neutrality, without making it about you, so that they can actually feel safe, not feeling like you have an agenda, not feel like you have to, like you're convincing them, but truly just being there for them to process this whatever that is going through them, their thoughts and their feelings. That's really what people are processing in the moment of making a decision, right? And so this could be the biggest fucking decision, or the biggest investment that they've ever made in their entire lives. So does it make sense that they have some objections or some thoughts or some fears? Absolutely. It makes total sense. There's nothing is a problem. Like, when I used to do sales calls and people would give me objections, I'm like, I am ready. I welcome them. Let's talk about this, because I know that's where the juice is. That's where the conversation begins. That's where I get to really create intimacy. This is where the coaching begins. And so I want to be the person that they sit with. Like, I believe I'm the best person for them to process this with, because I'm a clean, energetic space for them to just lay it all out and for us to explore what's actually there for them, right? At the end of the day, this decision it has to come from them. And I do get to be a stand for their future, because they're connected to their circumstances, they're connected to what's in their bank account, or they're connected to like their opinion of their husband, to the now and or the past, right? It's like the decisions that I made that I regret. And there needs to be some forgiveness that needs to happen there. So I get to hold a space for forgiveness for themselves. And I also get to be a stand for their future, because that's my job as a coach, and that's your job as a coach, to hold the vision for this person, because you might be the last person who's willing to tell them the truth about what you see possible for them. Most people that do are coaches and do sales calls or consults, they don't actually understand how to be a stand for a client, because they're too fucking scared to be seen as pushy. And when you let go of your ego, needing to feel validated, or needing to feel like you did a good job, like you weren't being pushy, like when you let go of the need of being like the good girl, the good guy, and you actually are willing to risk the potential of being not liked because you stood for this person, that's when the magic happens. And that's when actually people relax in your presence, because you're not attached to the outcome. You are committed to their vision. You're committed to what they said that they want to create. And that is your job. That is your job as a coach. So we need to let go of this bullshit of like, I don't want to be too pushy. I don't want to be, what? Like, I am willing to be seen as pushy, but what I'm doing is being committed to their vision. I am not pushing an agenda on them, and I don't care if they sign up with me or not. Like, I have zero attachment to whether people say yes or no to me, and that's why I feel free. I'm already winning. I'm already winning because I don't give a fuck if people say yes or no. I know that whether they say yes or no, like, I'm gonna be good. There's more people all around me. There's more of where that came from, and that's the world that I live in, right? But I am going to be a stand for the people who are in front of me. Now I don't do sales calls, but whatever, even in my launches, you guys who are watching this, I'm willing to be a stand for all of you, because I believe that what you want is possible. And I know that you think, oh, but what about this? And what about money? What about that? And I'm like, I get it. I get that you feel that way. And I know what's possible because I've experienced it and my clients have experienced it through my coaching. So I have a ton of fucking belief that people can borrow from, And I'm going to be a stand and say, for example, the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind is the best investment you will ever make. I know that because not only my clients have told me that, but I know it because it's the thing that I wish I had when I started. And I believe so deeply in it. So are you in that level of belief when it comes to your offer? Are you in that level of belief when it comes to your selling, when it comes to yourself and your client? That you deeply believe in them, you deeply believe in you, and you deeply believe in your offer. If any of those are not solid, you need to join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because that's what we do. I help you solidify not just the belief in you and the belief in your offer and the belief in your client, but also how to articulate the value of what you create, how to actually articulate the value of your offer in a way that is going to make it easy for people to be a yes. Woo! All right. I am on fire right now. Okay. We have only gotten to reason number one. So I'm going to go through reason. Give me a yes in the comments if this is resonating, because I love sales so much. Seriously. I don't talk enough about sales because I'm all about the messaging, and like literally messaging is it's totally my vibe. But sales turn me on like there's nothing else. Like I can rip on sales, anything you want, and I will give you the like, it's just my favorite thing to talk about. One of my favorite things. Money also. I have many favorite topics. Okay. So let me go into point number two. Point number two. Who wants to give me a two in the comments if you want to hear point number two? Point number two. Point number two is meaning that the second reason why people say or ghost your sales calls and how to fix it. So give me a two in the comments. And I want to go here on Facebook because I want to check out your guys' comments too. Here we go. How can I can't read the comment. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm getting the twos. Two. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, here we go. My connection's fucking. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, the second thing is we need to talk about this from a strategic. Oh no. My Instagram. Why is my Instagram being funny? Can you guys? Hello. Are we here? Instagram, are we here? Oh God. My internet is being funny. Okay, are we back? Okay, we're back. Okay, so people are asking what's number one. So the first reason why people are ghosting you is because you're making sales calls about you, and that's when your cleaning energy happens. And the fix to that is you have to make it about them, their fears, their vision. You can't make it about your goal, right? You have to have compassion because this may be the largest investment they have ever made, and it's up to you to not bring all your feelings and all your thoughts and all your things to the call, because that's when people feel like you have an agenda. And if you don't know how to do that, apply to master the art of soulful sales, because that's what I help you with inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, so that you can have 90% conversion rates. That was number one. If you just joined, make sure you watch the replay because it was savage. Number two. Okay, so reason number two, I want to get, reason number two is also, it's actually, I already covered it. So I'm going to give you a different one because I have plenty to share. But reason number two that I have written down that I just want to like say there, but it's actually more about the one that we were just talking about, is that if people say yes on your sales call, let's say that they give you a yes, and then you're like, okay, here's the invoice, you can pay it later. But you feel in your body they're not really a yes, but you let them go because they said yes, right? They weren't all in, but they said yes, and you're like hoping that the yes is a yes, but you're like, I don't know, they were feeling a little bit wobbly. The reality is that people sometimes lie because they want to people please you and they don't want to tell you no. They don't want to tell you no. And it's your job. This is why I was saying in this point number one, that you need to really explore, even if they give you a yes, you need to explore that yes. And not just like, okay, they give me a yes, let me send you an invoice. Okay, let me get off the phone because that was really stressful. No, you actually, okay, cool. So what about this feels like a yes for you? Why do you think this will be the best thing for you? How are you going to celebrate this? How are you going to tell your husband about it? Like, let them cement the yes. Because that's when you'll discover whether it's a yes or it's a false yes. And this happens all the time to people. They get a false yes, they get their hopes up, and then it doesn't fucking happen. And then they are like, why didn't it happen? And it's because of everything that I said in point number one, which is you're not actually exploring with curiosity where people are at because you're attached to your goal. So you need to explore with curiosity all the reasons why they may be a no, all the reasons why they want this or not, all the things that they're bringing to the call from previous experiences about what they are beating themselves up over, making the wrong decision, etc. I'm not going to repeat it because I've already said it. Watch the replay if you didn't get it. Okay, so I'm going to go to a different point. Point number two. Okay, point number two. So let's get practical. Yeah, I want to get practical about this. One of the reasons why people ghost your consults is because they don't have enough information to make a decision when they hop on the call. And so they actually don't prioritize showing up, period. It's not because they're not interested, they are. It's just that they don't have enough information to be a yes. So this is why inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, I teach how to create a pre-qualification funnel. And this pre-qualification funnel, what it means is very simple. It's just basically what happens from the moment that somebody books a call with you to the moment that they show up on the call with you. That gap, you think there's just one step, two steps. No, there's many little steps that need to happen for people to actually show up. Number one, show up, not ghost you. Number two, show up already sold on what you're selling. And number three, showing up with being like a full body fuck yes. Like, you're my person, let's just talk about the details. Or being more open to being coached on their thoughts and beliefs, right? Being more open to like having some of their objections dealt with. And so this is more of a practical thing on your sales process that needs to be in place, because right now, if you don't have this, what may be happening is that people are ghosting you and then you're like, literally, you don't even know what to say in the DMs. My Instagram says pause connection. Okay, here we go. We're back. So you need to have this, otherwise you are going to be missing out on a lot of people who are actually great clients, but they just don't feel held by you from the moment that they book the call to the moment that they show up on the call. And sometimes that can be quite a few days. It can be even if it's one day or even if it's 2 weeks, right? There needs to be messaging going out that helps them ease their fears around their investment. If you notice that there are objections that they give you on the call over and over again, you need to install that in your pre-qualification process. And if you get the same objection over and over again in terms of price, there's a way for you to present the price in a way that makes people feel safe without scaring them away, right? You need to figure that out. And if you don't know how to do that, I teach you how to do that inside the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. It's a whole module. It's super easy to implement. And like yesterday with one of my clients, she was noticing that I helped her upgrade it because she noticed that people were coming to the calls without their partner, and the partner and basically the spouse, is a marriage. They both need to be on the call. And so I helped her not only align the process so that both partners were there, which she had already done, but I helped her really create a whole sequence, like a whole process for both partners to be on board by the time that they hop on the call, right? And so that's just one of the little like fixes from the pre-qualification process that can really increase the conversion and the show up rate to your calls. And we do all of that inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. So yes, I give you the energetics. Yes, I give you the tactical. And I also give you the very much the practical, so that the whole process works. Because you can copy paste my funnel, you can copy paste anyone's sales page or funnel, but it's not the fucking page that works. The reason why I'm making multiple millions of dollars a year is not because of the sales page. It's because of my thoughts about it. It's because how I think about me, how I think about my clients, how I think about my business. People can copy my funnel like as much as they want, but it's not going to work for them because they don't hold the energetic vibration that I hold. And so you cannot copy that. You have to develop that. And that's something that I help you with inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Okay. So that was reason number 2. Oh, I guess that was my last reason. They don't have enough information about your offer before they get on the call, so they don't prioritize and they are in decision-making mode. Okay, well, I guess I give you all the 3 reasons. So combining two. I think I combined reason number one and reason number two. So I'll just recap. The first reason why people are ghosting you on their sales calls is because you're making it about your goal and is really creating clingy energy. And the fix is that you have to make them about their fears in their vision. I guess reason number two was they know that this may be the largest investment they've ever made, and you're not having compassion for it, and you're like exiting the call like it's just you want to get out of there, and so they also want to eject, and you need to learn how to hold the room to have intimacy and to have connection, and for them to feel safe exploring what are the reasons why this feels scary. And you cannot be shaken off your throne. You have to learn how to put everything aside and really make this about their thoughts, their feelings, and their past, whatever's coming up for them, instead of like injecting your agenda in it, right? And that doesn't mean not being a stand for them. It means actually being a really clear stand for their vision and their future, and not let all the excuses and all the reasons dictate their future circumstances or their future that they actually don't want to create. What they want to create is what they said on the call that they wanted to create. It's your responsibility to be a stand for that. It's your responsibility to learn how to hold clean, pristine space without injecting you intersecting with your agenda. Okay, that was reason number two. And reason number three is that you're not giving enough information for people to show up to the call ready to be a yes. Whether that is in your marketing, whether that's in your pre-qualification funnel, you're not giving them enough information for them to show up being a full body fuck yes. Okay. Oh, one last thing I will say is that if you're getting ghosted on your follow-up calls, here's what I want to tell you, a little secret that I do, not secret, but something that I learned that is important, because I was feeling this way about follow-up calls. So what happens when you have a sales call and then people decide to think about it and whatever, even after you have held space for their objections, is that they're going to go away with their thoughts and they're going to be indecisive about it, right? They're just going to be in their own brains with their own thoughts, and their thoughts are going to say, don't do it. This is too scary. This is too much. This is, And so you need to give them that information. Like, your job as a coach, as a salesperson, as a marketing, as a coach, as a business owner, is to really hold people through the process. So you can tell them, look, you're going to go away and think about this, and you got to prepare them for the conversation they need to have with their husband or with themselves, with their angels, with their guides, whatever the fuck that is, right? What people are going to have their own reason why they want to think about it. So if they really need to think about it, cool. You get to tell them, here's what's going to happen after we hang up the phone. You're going to feel this way. You're going to feel that way. You're going to feel this, and that is all normal, okay? Here's what I want to make sure we do. I want to make sure that give them some journaling prompts, coach them on how to have the conversation with the husband, which I teach you how to do inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Make sure you apply. Link is in bio. And you tell them, no matter what your decision is, we're going to come in 48 hours and we're going to close the container and honor each other's time and energy, whether you're a yes or whether you're a no, right? And I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to hold. We just want to make sure that we complete this container in a clean, energetic way so that there's no leaky energy for you or for me. Do we have an agreement on that? Like, are you on board with that, right? That way you have guided them through all the ways that they're going to feel when they go away and think about it. And you're giving them permission to be a no and still show up to the call. And if they're a no and they show up to the call, you still get to have an opportunity to have a conversation and coach them through it if it feels aligned. So, my loves, if you want to master all of these things, if you're like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. All of this is so potent. Oh my God, yes, I want this. Like, I want to be able to hold the space and hold the room this way. Listen, you don't have to figure this out alone. I have helped, like at this point, over 500 clients elevating their mindset around sales, elevating their ability to ethically hold space for their clients, which is what helps them convert premium clients when they have never done it before, because of the way that we hold the space for people, because we don't try to manipulate, and because people feel safe. This is not a numbers game in what I teach. It's about quality of time, quality of, or potency of time when you have a sales call. It's not just like book 100 ones and then just one of them are going to close. It's just about treating human beings as a human being and actually coaching, instead of feeling like you're a salesperson, you're just a coach. That's what you're doing. And so I teach you how to master the art of sales inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Let's the third element, right? But of course, in the beginning, the first thing that we do is we elevate the quality of clients that you attract so that you start working with more premium, high caliber clients. I teach you how to clarify your message to speak to clients that are more elevated, ready to be a yes, ready to be at the next level of where you're at, more committed, more decisive, more coachable. Then I teach you my content distribution strategy so that you show up in front of at least 70,000 people to grow your audience, and all organically. There's no ads required, no ads included. And of course, I teach you the process of how to go from all these people having eyes on your content being magnetic, your content being, the type of content that people want to raise their hand to be a yes to having those people who are strangers being a yes on your sales call, people who don't know you, or maybe people who do know you, who are in your sphere. How do you actually have a conversation with them? How do you hold the space? And how do you have a sales process that you can rinse and repeat the whole time? So if you're ready for that type of transformation, I want to invite you to apply for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. The link is in bio. We start on Monday. And you also get a bonus one-on-one call with me. And in literally 1 hour and 30 minutes, I can help you create results that takes most people 3 months. We create 3 months of results in 30 minutes. That's how fast and quick, precise the coaching is. And so make sure that you apply. If you also pay within 48 hours, you get a VIP day with me in LA, which is such a fun bonus for everyone who pays in full within 48 hours. So go ahead and apply. This is the last cohort of the year. And binge on the testimonials, because really, don't believe my words. Just go binge on all the testimonials. And that's all I have for you today. So love you all so much. I will see you next week. Have an amazing weekend, my loves. Mwah.